Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and today I'm going to be showing you guys just how to use your Android device. Now it's going to be a new series that we're going to be doing here on Copper vs Glass, and it's going to go straight from when you unbox your device, the initial setup, to a couple of neat kind of tips and tricks in terms of the OS itself, including some launchers, some icon packs, so just a general overall view of Android. In this first episode, what we're going to be doing is an introduction to Android, which is going to include initially setting up the device. So let's take a look. Okay guys, so the first thing that you need to do is when you get your phone out of the box, you obviously need to turn it on. Now most Android phones have the power button on the top right hand side, or just somewhere in general down this right hand side. Now the exception to that will be HTC One, as that has its power button up on the top left. The reason why it's up on the top left is because it's actually a IR blaster as well, so you can use it to control your TV. In my instance, I'm going to be using the Nexus 5, and it's going to have the power button on the top right hand. So what I've done is I've pressed and held that button down, and basically it's going to walk us through the process. Now it's very easy to do, and you pretty much can't go wrong. So what you want to first do is it's going to ask you to select your language. Now although I am in the UK, I'm going to be selecting English United States, because the Nexus 5 has a feature called Google Now, where you can access Google Now by just saying OK Google, and for some reason that voice recognition only works at the moment if you set your phone to United States. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Once you've done that, it will ask if you do want to sign into a Wi-Fi network. Now the main reason why you may want to be doing this is if for instance you need to restore from a backup or anything like that, then this is going to give you the option to do so. Now in this instance, I'm just going to skip this part. What it's then going to do is ask you if you want to give Google your location. So basically in terms of applications that need your location data, like maps, if you're posting to Facebook and things like that and you want people to know where you are, then you're going to need things like this turned on. So I personally don't mind having these on. In fact, it aids in some of the apps that I use. So I'm going to keep both of those ticked and then just click on the next button. What it's then going to do is ask me to do the time and date. Now usually it wouldn't ask you to do this. Now the reason it's doing this is because we selected no to selecting a Wi-Fi network. So usually it would do it over Wi-Fi and it would do everything perfectly fine and get it all done for you. But obviously in this instance it's not going to be doing that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set this really quick for you guys now. So today is March 1st, 2014. Again, click done, and with the current time, the time this time is 2:30 in the afternoon. So again, I'm just going to set it to 2:30 PM, and again, click done, and then you want to click on the next button. Now what it's going to do basically is obviously just inform you of Google services. So basically you agree that your phone may receive and install updates from Google. The use of this phone is subject to the privacy policy and other terms, basically meaning that you're going to be getting updates from Google that you can't necessarily opt out of, and I've never known anyone that doesn't want the most up-to-date software, so of course we are going to click next. And that's pretty much it. So if you see here, it's going to now say setup complete. Your phone is set up and ready to use. So we're now going to click finish. And with the Nexus 5, you are going to be granted with your home screen. Now it's going to give you a very quick overview of what you can do. As you can see here, the welcome, make yourself at home. You can see at the top here, it's got that OK Google feature that I mentioned earlier on, and it's going to do it now because I said OK Google. Now if you look here, you've got more screens, apps, folders, etc. Click OK. It's going to give you a little bit more information. So you can organize your space, so you can touch and hold anywhere to add widgets, wallpapers and things like that. But I'm going to be going into that in a bit more detail in a future video. Like I said, this is just the initial setup. Now, if you've got a SIM card in your phone and you are in an area that has signal, you are going to be able to log into your Google services straight away. Now, unfortunately, I'm in my office where you can see here at the top right that I do not have any signal at all. So, unfortunately, I am going to have to quickly log into the Wi-Fi. And again, I will go into what I'm doing now in a later video, just when I've got obviously the initial setup process done. I'm just going to take my phone off camera real quick just to put in the password. And once you've got that information entered, you just want to click on the next button. So again, what it's going to ask you to do is agree to the terms and conditions, which again, I'm going to say yes, not a problem at all. It's then going to sign you in. Now this can take a few minutes, as it says here, if you've got a lot of things that need backing up or restoring or anything like that. So you can see here in terms of my Google services, backup and restore. So if I wanted to, I could back up my data to my Google account. And if I wanted to restore anything, then again, you can do it through here as well. Now obviously I don't mind backing everything up, because obviously in terms of photos and things like that, which again we're going to get into in a later video, I want to have those all backed up and safe. In terms of communication, keep me up to date with news and offers from Google Play. Again, I want to hear about some of the latest applications and things like that, so I'm going to have that ticked as well. So I'm just going to click on the next button as well, and that's pretty much everything done. So if I just go back to home, what it's now going to do is going to realise that I am logged into my Google account. So if I go down to my notification tray, you can see that it's going to be updating and installing some applications that it knows that I've used previously. So it knows I want to use that version, hence why it's going to update the actual applications. If I then press the quick settings button in here, you can see there that it's got all my quick settings, and it would usually have my picture, my information here, but the reason why it doesn't is because it's not signed into things like Google Plus and things like that. But in terms of setting up your Android device, that's pretty much it, guys. Obviously, like I say, this is going to be a new series that we're going to be doing here on Copper vs Glass. So I'm going to be going into a lot more detail on how to use your Android device and how to get the best out of your Android device. Like I say, this video that I've just done for you guys is just the initial setup. So once you have got to this stage, do have a play around with your phone, get to grips with it. Come back to Copper vs Glass YouTube in a couple more days, and I'll have some more content for you in terms of where to go next with your Android device. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.